Hi guys, welcome back to our introduction to practical Python coding in eHealth tutorial for beginners, where we learn about Python coding for digital health or health informatics use. In this tutorial, we're going to talk about dictionaries in Python. Now, dictionaries are extremely popular in Python. It's very widely used. Especially if you're, for example, if you're developing a digital health application and you want to interface, your Python code with other software, you're gonna be probably using dictionaries as your data type. And if even if you're doing want to do health analytics, you're also gonna be working a lot with dictionaries when you manipulate data and analyze the data. So let's get started. So dictionaries in Python is a data type. Um, uh, so here I have let me actually name my Jupyter notebook to dictionaries first. All right. So dictionaries in Python is a data type that holds a key to a value, or it maps a key to a value. For example, Um, recall in last tutorials, we had a formulary as a list, but by using a dictionary, we actually can enable more data to be stored in our formulary, in addition to just the names of medications. So let's say we have a formulary equals to, now I'm using curly braces to indicate that I'm writing a dictionary. So I have ibuprofen. That's the name of my medication. I want to add a little bit more information about this medication. I can say, for example, it's dosage schedule. So I can say take one tablet every 4 to 6 hours. Okay. So now I have the name of my medication in addition to some more data on it. So the dosage schedule. Um, so you can see I've put a colon in between the ibuprofen and its dosage. That is to indicate the relationship between these two values. So on the left side is called the key. On the right side, it's the value. I'll show you how to use these keys later on to access the value. Okay, so let's put some more information. I'm just making these different so that we know which values are being accessed when we access them. All right, so this is our formulary. We have the name of the medications as the key, and we have these values as values, so the dosage as the values. Note we always want the key to be unique, so that's why I put the name of the medication as the key. Okay, Shift Enter. So this is my formulary now in the Python program. So we can access the first value or the dosage value from ibuprofen by just saying formulary at ibuprofen. Shift enter. Take one tablet every 4 to 6 hours. That's how you access that. Okay, so and we can also use a loop to access everything within our formulary. So for medication in formulary. Okay, oops. I pressed Shift Enter. I just wanted enter. So for medication in formulary. Let's try that again. Um, okay, so I'm gonna print out uh, formatted string dosage for medication is okay. So formulary at medication. So once again, recall in a loop. Oh, sorry. So recall in the loop, the very first value that medication will take on will actually be the key to the very first key value pair. So in this case, medication will be the medication name. And that's why we can access formulary at ibuprofen. Okay, and similarly, the second time in the loop, the value of medication will take on the value of cough syrup. And this formulary at medication will give us the value to this cough syrup, the dosage value. Okay, so let's try to run this. There we go. So we say dosage for ibuprofen is this, cough syrup is that, and aspirin is 1 to 2 tablets every 6 hours. So that's how you would use a dictionary um, in Python, to store additional data when lists are not sufficient. So let's actually add a little bit more to our formulary. So let's say, in addition to the dosage of our medication, we want to impose some sort of limit to how much tablet you can take, or how many tablets rather, that you can take. For example, for ibuprofen, we have a limit of 4 tablets in 24 hours, but we want to store it somehow in ibuprofen. So let's try that. Let's actually just formulary goes to. Okay, I'm gonna do the same thing. Put curly braces to indicate as the dictionary. I'm gonna do ibuprofen equals to, and in this key, I'm gonna make another dictionary as its value. Okay, so in this dictionary, I'll say those, no, take 1 tablet every 46 hours, and I'll say limit is equal to, or colon 4 tablets in 24 hours. So in this case, what we did was we still used the same pattern for a dictionary. So where you have a key and a value. So in this case, in our first key, we have the name of the medication, but within the value, we have another dictionary um, inside of it so that we can include more information, such as in addition to the dose, we can put in a limit, and we can put other stuff here, another key, another value here if we wanted to. It's DIN number or what have you, um, inside here if you want. Okay, so we have ibuprofen, and I'm just gonna have a bunch of others. Save some time. Let's copy and paste. You can see here in this formulary, we have the medication name as the keys, and for each key, we have a value associated with another dictionary where it's also key and values. So it's the exact same pattern. It's always key to mapping to values. Okay, so let's access this dictionary. Uh, Shift Enter to run this dictionary. Okay, so let's try to access formulary at ibuprofen. Shift Enter. You can see that it's a dictionary that we got back. So we're saying its dose is take 1 tablet every 46 hours, 4 to 6 hours, and the limit is 4 tablets in 24 hours. So if you're developing a digital health application, this is pretty much the data structure you're going to see whenever you want to interface with another system. This is pretty much the standard, is that using these kind of dictionary data structure that can hold values or many different types of values like that. Okay, you're gonna be working a lot with this. Okay, and then so in order to access the dose of ibuprofen, we can say, formulary at ibuprofen and have another set of square brackets And I'll say dose. Shift enter. Now we get take one tablet to every 46 hours. So that's how you access the dictionary inside the dictionary. Okay. And equally, in order to access limit, so instead of those here, we just put limit, shift enter, and this is 4 tablets in 24 hours. Okay, and we can put this, put the dose and limit into a formatted string so that it prints out, you know. So for example, we can say formatted string. Okay, let me just close it. Okay, the dosage for ibuprofen is okay, and then so want to access the dosage, we just copy this. All right, with a limit of, this is my limit, so I can just copy and paste, and that's it. Shift enter to run this invalid syntax somewhere. Oh, whoops. All right. Okay, so what happened here is that it didn't like my double quotes in here. That's because I'm inside a string, so I cannot use double quotes. So here you probably have to use single quotes. Um, so recall that the single quotes is equivalent to double quotes um, to uh, to build strings. So in cases where you cannot use double quotes, you have to use single quotes. This is probably one of the cases. Um, let me shift enter. Okay, that worked. Okay, so what happened was I used double quotes here, but Python is somehow confused is that this double quotes um, terminates this double quote, but it actually doesn't. It's actually I wanted to use it to access the formulary dictionary. So it got confused here and didn't know what to do. So here, like you have to use single quotes. Yeah, so these kind of things you kind of have to catch when you run the program. But anyway, since we caught it and it worked, so the dosage for ibuprofen is 1 tablet every 46 hours, with a limit of 4 tablets in 24 hours. Okay, so that's exactly what you want to see. So let's copy this line and print out this for everything within our formulary. So let's have a for loop. Okay, and I'm gonna print HOV. Alright, so instead of ibuprofen, I want medication. So the dosage for medication. Okay, so medication here with a limit of formulary at medication. So every time I run this loop, the value of medication will change based on the individual keys within our formulary. So on the first iteration, it'll take on, so the value of medication will take on the value of ibuprofen. On the second iteration of the loop, the value of medication will take on the value of cough syrup. And finally, it'll take on the value of aspirin. So medication will change, and that's all we wanted to change. Okay, so let's run, shift enter. That's it. So dosage for the ibuprofen. Okay, and that looks good. So aspirin is limit of 4 tablets in 24 hours. And the middle one should be 12 teaspoons in 20. Yeah, that's it. It worked. So that's how you use dictionaries in Python. Well, thank you.